Right, let's take a look at the Riffs and Bits for Bullet For My Valentine's Waking the Demon. So you need to be in drop C for this one. So we've got C, G, C, F, A and D. And this song is based all around the sort of 4th, 5th and 7th frets. Occasionally they change it up and you're using the 4th, 6th and 7th fret. So all that means is that basically they change the scale slightly, change the key. The other thing to do with the sound is you want to make sure you're using a healthy amount of gain, but not too much, because you want the notes to be nice and articulate and not too muddy sounding. And finally, one thing that I didn't even realise until I'd started to learn this song properly was that the tempo is pretty fast and it's all down picked as well. So it's a real workout if you want to do it all down picking. If you want to use alternate picking, that's absolutely fine. I'm not going to judge you, but just make sure that your alternate picking is really, really consistent if you choose to go down that route, so you can still make it sound metal. Let's take a look at the verse riff first of all, which also is the intro. It's also just pretty much the main riff throughout the song. So at a slow tempo we have this. So that riff's all around there, 4th, 5th and 7th frets again. So we've got a real mixture of techniques going on. We've got the down picking or alternate picking if you choose to do that, chugging on the low E string and releasing the pressure with the palm just so you can get the notes on the adjacent strings to pop out. So there's lots of hammer-ons and pull-offs going on there as well. So in that particular part, 5 pull off to 4 and then 7 pull off to 4, and then we have this riff. This part of the riff here is 5 pull off to 4, 7 pull off to 4. Power chords on 5 going up to 7. Then essentially that riff is repeating. We have a tail at the end of them though, which is the pull-off riff. So you're pulling off 7 to 4, 5 to 4, and then exactly the same on the A string as well. So what you could do there to make it easier, it might actually end up making it harder, but is to bar your finger across the 4th fret and then do the pull-offs like that. Or the way I tend to do it is, so I get that separation. That riff, the pull-off part, just before you go into the verse, that's what you play up 2 frets higher. Then that riff repeats again for the verse, and then we go into our next riff. So the next riff's really cool, it's got a nice groove to it. Again, all around the same frets, 4, 5 and 7. What we're going to do is we're going to play 5 pull off to 4 on the A, grab number 7 on the E string, you can use your pinky if you want, and then power chord on number 4 on the E. So we have this. Do that twice, and then chugs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 16th note chug. So that repeats twice, that riff. We're going to go into the fast picked riff, which Matt Tuck plays up 1 string. But the way I'm going to show it to you is going to be in that scale position that we've been using with the 4th, 5th and 7th frets again. So we'll have this. So basically, if you weren't picking that in 16ths, you'd just have 5, 7, 4, 4, 7 on the D, 6, 4, and back to there. And then the ending is just... I'll play that again without talking, so you've got this. And after that first time round, you have a squeal, which I believe is the 3rd fret. So what you're doing there is you're hitting the low E, and then, can't get the squeals today, playing that fret there, the 3rd fret, give it lots of vibrato. So after that, those sections repeat. So you have the main riff, and that happens in a slightly shorter verse, which is basically cut in half. And then we go back to this riff for the usual, and then the fast picked riff again. Just before the solo, we have the harmony guitar part. So let's take a look at that. So the harmony guitar part is played over the top of these chords. So we have open, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 4th fret again, and then I believe that Matt Tuck goes up to the 5th fret, the 7th fret to play that chord, but I'm going to play it there, the A power chord. I'm playing it here as opposed to here, just because I like to keep things in the same part of the neck. So and over the top of that, Padge is playing the really cool lead line. So here is that lead line. So that's Padge's lead line. Later on, Matt comes in and plays it a 3rd higher. So you can kind of mix up whichever parts you want to play. I would go and play Padge's part, I suppose, so it kind of you're following the lead part just before the solo. But if you want to play the rhythm, then just play the chords before. So one more time on that lead section, we're playing it all around the 9th fret position. You've got 10, 9 on the B, and then 9 on the G, 10 on the B, 9 on the G. So that's kind of like the main theme of this lead part. We repeat, and this time we end on the 11th fret. Repeat again, and this time with the ending we're going to do 12, 9, 10, 9, 9, 9 on the G. So that part on its own. So one thing you need to watch out for is when you're playing on the same fret, you want to do like a little roll with your knuckle there to make sure you get the separation. Another thing that I noticed about how these guys are playing is, again, it's all down picking. You can use alternate picking if you want, but I do find that down picking the melody gives it a little bit more separation with the notes. This song generally is just a good down picking workout anyway. So that happens a couple of times. Then you've got the harmony section, which comes in, and then we're into the solo. So for the solo, we're not going to look at that in today's lesson. That's probably going to be a separate tutorial. A solo is like a song within a song anyway. So the rhythm parts that you're going to use to play the solo is the main riff a couple of times, and then the fast picked riff from earlier, which is the one on the 5th fret, 7th fret, 4th fret and all that. Then goes back into the harmonised lead section, and then we return and play a slight variation on the riff for the end of the song. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all the riffs and bits you need to play this modern metal classic by Bullet. Watch out for the tempo. You really do want to start off slow and build up to being able to do this at full speed, purely because, like I said, it's a real down picking workout, and want to make sure that you're playing as tight as possible. So take that advice on board. Start slow, gradually speed it up, and good luck with this one.